Hey guys, Joshua here, Brown's Pressure Washing. Just got a little treat for you. After 6-7 years of running this business, we finally have moved to a new location. So come over here, let's check it out for a second. It's basically 6 garage bays, and each bay is going to end up having something different inside of it. One of them will be a chemical bay, another one will be for parts and hoses, another bay will be for like sealing and so forth, and then we're going to do one bay just for lockers for the guys where they can put up their stuff, maybe dry their boots and things like that inside of it. And then these last 2 bays that we have, are converting them into an office and a meeting space. Really excited to show it to you. Come on in, let's check it out. So it may not look like a lot right now, which it's really not, but once this floor gets done, we just met with a concrete coatings company in Nashville. They're going to end up grinding it, put some epoxy down, and make the floor look super sick. We're going to end up having a nice logo on the bottom of where it ends up saying Brown's Pressure Washing, Love Works, which is kind of our motto here. This little area is supposed to be boxed off, and we'll end up having a restroom and a shower for the guys if they want to use it as well. And we'll of course have a refrigerator. We're hoping to have a glass garage door. That way we feel like we're inside an office space or a retail space versus being inside a little garage bay area. And then right here they're going to put in an 8-foot an 8-foot door that will flow right into another garage bay that you saw outside. In that room we'll have our meetings, probably have prayer, probably have some planning, and any type of office admin can end up doing work and so forth, and have a TV on the wall. Super stoked. When we started Brown's Pressure Washing, it just started in my driveway, just with a Honda Odyssey van and a converted boat trailer. I think I had maybe $3,000 or $4,000 in on the trailer and my first pressure washing system, and to think today we get to sign a contract, be somewhere inside of our market for the next 5 years. I'm just super humbled and thankful for what God has done. But thank you for checking us out. If you want to see more, learn more, make sure you hit that subscribe, hit the like button, and we would appreciate it. You have a great day.
You gonna stay in that color? Is it gonna have the blue background and all that
I
stuff?
wanted to get y'all's eyes on it, and then for you to say what we can and can't do and so forth like that. The only thing I know that I want on here for sure is this logo on the bottom right here.
Do you want the blue out of the logo is what I'm saying. Do you want the blue in the logo to be on there too? Or can it be changed?
It can be changed.
Okay.
It's open.
Okay. We could use some acid stain dyes. We can use some water-based dyes. There's a number of things we can use. These are not going to be traffic, just foot traffic,
Very
right?
low foot traffic.
It's all going to be foot traffic. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I want to make sure there are going to be vehicles pulling in and out of it, because some of the stuff we put in here, you don't want to drive across.
Sure, yeah, it
It's for
will be.
foot traffic.
Yeah, so these 2 right here would be very light. The other ones, I'd like to consider whether or not we should put something down or not, just if we're putting, barrels inside of it or moving things.
Those could be chipped
So the other ones need to be chipped.
if
The
yeah.
workspace areas all need to be chipped. They're going to be more durable.
If you recommend
So,
it.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Versus doing something, you gotta keep in mind that putting the epoxies and stuff on the floor here, you've got potential, especially in the work areas where they're gonna get scratched up really easily. So you wanna realize what type of work you're gonna be doing. Are those areas gonna have dollies running in and out of them, bringing 55-gallon
those
drums?
everything past
Hoses,
this
dragging hoses and stuff out of there and moving things out. You want the durability in those spots.
Okay.
So with that, you want to have a chip floor down,
Okay.
because it's going to be more durable. In here, we can do anything you want to. What would be cool is do some border work, put the logo in and do some border work around the outside of it, and then mirror that border work through all the doorways. Color-wise, whatever you want to go with. Or you want to be in gray tones or in brown tones?
I think brown tones, because I've got the furniture from the office area,
Okay.
and so
Let me grab a chart right quick.
it'll be
Hang on a second.
white, it'll be brown,
so
so
not like a cream pearl.
it's kind of like
a cream pearl marble.
you'd have to show me pictures of it
We
or
have some.
things like that.
It would look good with that.
A cream pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm open to it.
Be cool to have like the humble, honest, hardworking coming out this way too.
So I would do just one of the laydown, because once you put the epoxy over the top of it, it's locked in and sealed. So you can do the vinyl.
Okay.
You gotta glue it down. I mean, it's gotta
Yeah,
get fastened well.
Yeah.
But then once you do the epoxies over the top of it, it's there.
Okay.
Main thing is just making sure you don't get any blisters in them, so we can lay those in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of making sure you don't blister it, almost like putting tinting on windows. So you just wanna make sure it's good and clean, put that down.
Okay.
Any reason why you don't want chip in here?
It's not the look that I'm wanting to have in here.
Okay.
I want
So you want this to be just more of a stain, just cool?
either
rep of the
stain
floor?
or epoxy, with the design in it. I basically want it looking dope,
I
something.
like what you're going with though, Joe, about saying like the engraving, some sort of design around like the border, and at the same time going around the stencil
Yeah.
or the the
Yeah.
vinyl with that engraving as well, and like staining the whole surface as far as. Yeah, I like that. That would look good. Kind of like a crest, like a shield crest or something, like a family crest.
Yeah, and I've done a bunch of stuff with Rick Lobdell. We did a lot of stuff like that, where you come in and just create some stuff. But I think doing something where you can put these stains in the floor, and I'm interested in the border work. Now that'd be round around the logo right there, but come in around the sidewalls and do some border work stuff. You can change the colors in it.
Okay. Are you saying put lines in here?
You don't have to, but you
I
could
want-
if you want to.
I
You want it
don't.
just clean and sleek,
I
right?
want it clean and slick. I want it when you
Okay.
see it, it's just like, man, that is a sexy floor right there.
Okay,
I feel like you can
okay.
eat off of it.
Yeah, you don't have to do the lines and stuff. This is an actual slate stamp overlay.
Okay.
You don't have to do that. We can just put the stains on the floors, but do border around the outside of it, like around the columns. So we would come in and do, depending on how it lays out in the space in your doorways and stuff, do something with maybe an 8-inch or a 10-inch border. And we would engrave that border, and we engrave the border just simply for the detail work. Just making sure that our colors and stuff don't move and jump across.
When you say engrave, you're talking about doing like a little stamp around the border,
No, I
right?
was using my angle grinder.
Gotcha.
And literally going in, and these surfaces, oh, let me turn it over the right way. That's literally just scratching the surface is all that
You're basically
is.
making a picture frame with a grind.
Yeah,
Right,
so
yeah.
you're just gonna picture frame it out. Does that make sense? So to come in and do that, and put that around it, just keeps everything detailed. Once we epoxy all this, those lines where these are white, those lines would be almost a black.
Okay.
So it would just kind of fill in and it would pick up the natural color of the concrete.
Okay.
All right? Does that make sense? But it gives you the opportunity to be able to lay out and cut it. Not much like what they have in the cuts right here in the floors.
Okay.
We would use a wider one, but that's what we would do. So, color-wise, man, you can go any way you want to. I'll tell you colors that I love. I absolutely love walnut. That is a bad to the bone color, because it's just got this really, not on the main floor, on the borders. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Use the walnut on there, and then you could slide into the caramel colors, and you can even mix a little bit. You can mix colors, and we can customize the colors.
Okay.
Are you wanting something along the lines that we did at TCC?
I have to go back and look at those.
It's a very
photos.
brownish earth tones, little oranges coming.
What are your thoughts? You said cream something purple.
My thoughts
So,
are like a
so
white.
TCC has a cream section to it.
Can you
It has
show me
that. Yeah, let me
There's
see.
actually
It
some
looks
pictures in
nice.
mine and yours thread from a while ago that I sent you that is like a white base with some light gray, darker gray tones swirled through it.
Okay, so that's an FX reflector.
Okay.
That's FX reflector. So if you want to do FX reflector, we can. You can do FX reflector in here.
It almost looks like a marble countertop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
FX reflector.
That was what I was initially
So
envisioning because I
that's
think
the
it goes
cream
well with those colors.
That's the cream colors.
Yeah.
Now, these floors are all sloped. So every one of these floors, they put this stuff on a slope, so the epoxy is going to move towards the doors. It takes it 8 hours, and it continues to move as it goes down. So when we put that stuff on for motion and movement, you go on about 19 to 21 mils thick, and it continues to move. And so in doing that, that stuff will move towards the doors. That makes sense?
Does FX reflectors look sharp?
Oh, haven't you? Yeah.
Dude, you know, actually, you have a picture. If you Google concrete coatings, is the exact floor I'm thinking of is on there.
There's FX reflector right there.
Okay, so that's similar to what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Except
you don't
for
wanna be that dark.
It would be a white base
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
or a cream
Use the
base.
pearl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the same thought that's in my head when I think about this floor.
Okay, cool.
Something like that.
These are great looking floors. So with this, you wouldn't want to try and do a bunch of border work on this.
Correct. Yeah.
You're just going to want to run the floor because there's way too much opportunity for stuff to move in. So
Stuff.
engraving, yeah. With this type of reflector, you don't want to try and do the border work in it.
Cool.
It can be done, but man, you're talking about intensive labor, wait times, and all kinds of stuff because we have to do damming whenever we do that.
That thing looks really nice.
So sexy, dude.
That looks really
Do
nice.
you
Oh.
like the dark, or do you like? You
I
think
am-
of would you
I
want to
am-
see a picture of the lighter one?
Right, I would have to,
If you
there's people that are smarter than me on it.
Well, the floor you did at the garage door company up there.
I think that
with
might
lighter
literally be the
gray
floor I'm talking
with the
about.
pearl, that's exactly what, do you have any pictures of that? Yep. 75 pearl and 25 charcoal
And then you can
just to
even
have
go
the
with
movement.
something, you know, an accent color of like a blue like this, or even a darker blue, and just sneak it in there in the swirls.
Then you
Oh,
can
that'd be
keep the- you
so
can keep the
sexy.
blue in the
man.
logo.
The sky baby blue.
Well, that's what we
swirl
did in
through
that one. You can see there's red. What was it?
undertones.
There was what's it, copper?
It's
or
copper.
what?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, see that is what is in my head.
Yeah.
It's the white.
That's
it's got-
expensive. That's expensive. Like
Baby blue.
that's the
It'd be
spendy
sharp.
one, but it's gonna look like $1 billion.
Yeah, I'd say we're gonna be here for 5 years, so I want it to
It's
look
gonna
nice.
look really good.
I
Yeah.
foresee other people coming down here, checking out our operation. I want it to look good.
So, and then this gets, of course, we put the epoxy and stuff down, let that set up, then we come back in and put the clear coat over the top of it. Anywhere you have office chairs, especially casters on rollers, you have to have a protective mat down. Like if you're gonna have a desk setting up here, you have to have a mat down.
Okay.
Because the friction and the pressure that those chairs build whenever you're setting them and sliding around, it will chew those surfaces up.
Okay.
Women in high heels eat floors up.
So
7,000 PSI pressure,
Sure.
7,000 PSI. And women will say, I ain't no way I weigh, I'm 125 pounds. Yeah, but the pressure you're putting on that floor with the tip of that high heel, you can literally go through and you can look across the floors in office buildings and you can see the indents of their high heels where their high traffic areas walking around. And
So there'd probably even
Damn.
be honestly more foot traffic in this side than there would be this side anyways. It's gonna be more of a.
These two areas with the foot traffic stuff is gonna be fine, but, where you have desks and you have to put chairs down where you're setting them in them and you're rolling around, you've gotta have one of the protectors and just use the clear protectors on them.
Okay.
You can put the glass ones in or the plastic ones, whatever you wanna
Yeah,
do.
everything's not gonna be rolling on epoxy. We're gonna put down urethane on top of it.
That's right.
So
Okay.
You got to, we gotta put the urethane.
Poly coat on top?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta put a poly coat on top of
And
the
that's gonna
urethane.
help with the
The
protection.
WB, the MCU.
that's what we'll do. We'll do
Yeah,
two
put
coats
the
of that.
MCU on top of it, that's all you need.
So let's measure it out, let's put it on the schedule and start working on getting this thing
All right.
rolling.
Yeah, check into that design.
This-
I love the
Just
idea of
this
doing
room
it.
itself is gonna be fairly inexpensive as far as,
Let me grab a tape
material
right
and
quick,
stuff.
guys.
you know, this is an easy
So question, Josh,
few days.
in your mind, like let's remove the logo from the idea, but the base coat is the white, the gray, sky blues in there. It carries into this
Oh,
room,
yeah.
and then the logo's just in here.
Right.
How do you feel about?
It all costs money.
I know. 5 years though.
Right, but like, we're broke.
How do you feel about this exact thing underneath the logo?
I like it.
I'm honest, hard
I think
working.
now's the time to do
To make
that.
those ideas.
Yeah.
But as far as clear,
Or family, faith, fitness, could be somewhat connected, but that can also be walls.
That could be walls. I like the idea
I don't
of
see
having
it.
that
I don't see it being more than
scattered
like
down through here. And
two
the
kids.
question in my mind is, do you want
For,
the sky blue to
metallic
circle
coat.
that dog just like
I would think that out perfectly. I think
Yeah.
I like this the
flowing through there?
yeah, flowing through.
And so the dog would just be black. Love works, blah, blah, blah.
So if we end up using a bay for sealing or using it for the different chemicals we treat, do we need anything on the
Yes, you need to treat the floor.
Ideally, yeah, or else
Yeah.
it's gonna rot it out
Yeah,
eventually.
you don't want to eat the floors,
Or
because
stain
when you
it.
move out of here, if the floors are damaged, you're gonna have to fix them.
what
So-
would be your recommendation on something?
Your cheapest option is just grind it, acetone dye it, and urethane over it.
Yeah, you don't want to use the concrete sealer, because that's just an acrylic sealer. So any chemicals, any petroleum chemicals, especially gas, oils, anything like that, will actually re-emulsify the surface, and it ends up slicker than snot.
Well, if
It'll
it-
just melt it.
If
Ju-
it's raining out
urethane.
here too, I don't want someone with boots on to come in here and
So put
slip.
grip around. Put grip.
Yeah,
in
we
it.
put grip
do,
in it.
Do urethane with
Yeah.
the gripper in. It's all
Yeah.
you're gonna need.
So
But
we
just
still need
treat
to
the
grind
floor.
it?
Just a light
Yeah,
grind is all it
yeah.
needs. Just something
Okay.
where it'll accept the surface.
About the shark bite stuff that you throw.
Yeah. Yeah. you
Yeah,
sharp
but
knife.
it's a little different for those.
A little bit more
yeah,
utility.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the
But-
urethanes.
Yeah, you would just grind it, and that would kind of give it the cloudiness when you go to stain it, and we would just stain them all the same color. And the stain is stupid cheap. Like
Okay.
all,
So would it be
all
worth it to just put
spray
them all
out
in?
all these for the stain itself would cost you like a jug of acetone, and you know.
Oh, you want to just put some acetone dye?
Yeah,
down
that's what
on
I'm
it?
saying,
Shoot
and
some
then
acetone on it?
just to
That'd
give
work.
it the color and then
Cheapest
and
option that provides
prettiness,
the best
and then you
protection.
do the MCU couple coats, done,
Yeah.
and that'll go cheap because it's smooth, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe we see what it costs to do one bay like that, and then just to do them all.
Well, they're pretty much the same size, right? So they're 11 by 21.
And then 2116 on the first one.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be super expensive to lay that down for sure.
No.
So if
Yeah.
it's not an improvement aesthetically, but it is going to protect us in the long run.
You'd be
that's
looking at-
smarter.
Material wise, probably 200 to 300 a
Okay.
bit.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah. That's a no-brainer.
It with that
231 square feet per
How
bay.
much upkeep
That's
needs to
not
be done
that's
on
not
that?
filling any cracks. or
None,
anything.
and that's
You're going to be
also
now. Main thing you want to do, you just want to let the owner know we want to protect the floor. So we're going to put this down. We're not going to try and maintain them. But whenever you move out of here, if you move out of here one of these days, it's simply come in and sand the floor and throw another coat of MCU over the top
Okay.
of it. You got a
Okay.
brand spanking
Cheap.
new floor.
okay. And then with that, the top coat's going to be really protected from much more than foot traffic. Okay.
Yeah, you'll be okay with that.
Mm.
Yeah. You can roll your dollies, roll all that stuff in. I mean, you're going to scratch the floors up.
Sure, but
Guys
in
walking in,
terms
if the
of
guys are
protection,
coming off the gravel out
still be
there, or
good.
coming in with
Mhm.
mud on their boots and
Chemical
stone.
wise, the MCU 85 we use is the most chemical proof.
Chemical
There's
resistant,
only like
yeah.
one type of acid that it doesn't really hold up well to.
And we don't really use that, whatever that
Well,
would be.
if someone's using that, they're doing something crazy in the garage, you know.
Yeah.
No.
Those kinds of things we'll
It's
probably get direct from the supplier
urethanes,
anyway.
heavy duty urethanes like that are super used in like automotive shops and stuff because in like heavy duty industry because it's just
924
it's perfect,
square
yeah.
feet.
But that would be the
Makes four
cheapest
bays.
method, and it would look the
Thank you for
nicest.
coming out
Like
today.
Oh,
it
you're
kinda
welcome.
looks real
You're welcome.
cloudy.
Y'all are filming my
Yeah.
sales expertise here. Is
Yeah,
that what you're doing?
It's interesting being on the other side of that.
Yeah, yeah. You just have to remember this is all custom stuff. So there's no cut and dry to it. It's playing around with it and thinking through and figuring out what you have in your head,
Well, hey-
pull that out, and what's going to work. Over $11,000
Okay.
to do all of it.
All right.
So FX reflectors we're typically charging somewhere around $10 a square foot for the FX reflector stuff. I think
Okay.
that's where we're at. Is that what you guys have on the paperwork? Do you know?
I think it was like 850, but I'm probably it's
Yeah,
probably
we're gonna go up on them.
Long gone.
We're gonna
price,
go up
yeah.
on some of this stuff, yeah. So I think we're at 10 now. But 925 square feet on the bays, and then 567 square feet in the office area for the FX.
Okay.
Which blue?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be closest to that, but
Me
can
too.
you lighten that up even more?
So it'll lighten up some. It'll lighten up whenever we start blending it in with the frost color or the pearl color.
Okay,
Do you
so
want
like,
the pearl
yeah.
color in the cream, or do you want the frost
I
color?
almost think the frost is
Me too.
the way you want to go, right?
Yep. So I would do charcoal or even the silver. You could go with the silver too if you want to keep a little bit lighter tones.
I
You
almost
could
feel
mix
like
these.
these three are
Yep,
going to get
me
really
too.
close to this back. Like, look at the back of my shirt, and you can hold that blue up to that. You see how light the blue
Yeah.
is in that in
Yeah.
comparison?
Yeah.
So
I would
even if it
probably,
lights it
I'd
up-
probably see if you could darken that blue up just a little bit. This is a little bit richer color.
yeah. So it's going to show better
Yeah,
than what
it'll
the
show
light blue-
better than that color will.
Okay.
So this will look much better on there. It'll lighten up some whenever we start blending it, because remember, we're putting 70% frost down. Then we're gonna do around 20%, and then
And then
10%.
10%. That is going to be sick.
Yeah, yeah. And all you
That
do
is
is just
gonna be
kind of
so
just
sick.
drizzle this stuff out. We're out there on spikes, and we drizzle this stuff out, and then we just work it and manipulate it in, and then just let it sit there.
Does that pewter have like browns in it? Or
Yeah, it does. It's more of a steel.
Yeah.
So my floors in my office at the church are the pewter and the black. Is what I have in my
I
office
almost
floors.
wonder what it would look like. I mean, is it jet black when it's on there? if you
Well,
mix it in with that?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't go this dark. It's gonna get too dark out there. I think that charcoal is gonna achieve the vein look that you're looking for.
Okay.
And then having the blues in there. These colors work better together. When you move into this pewter, that goes to these are cooler colors, and that goes to a warm. All right, that's a warm. The silver's a warm. So you want to keep that stuff in mind. Does that
Okay.
make
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah.
These are bolds, and then this is more muted.
I think we got something here, man.
Okay. What are you thinking?
I think it's pretty sick.
Oh, we got it.
Oh,
I think we got it, man. So look, here's the idea, kind of. Don't focus too hard on the detail. He's going to make that look way better.
Yeah.
But this is kind of the color, and it's even going to be lighter than that base coat because we're going to go frost.
Yep. Go to the frost color. 70% frost, 20% charcoal, 10% of that royal blue.
Sexy.
So in the back end, you need to change
two
this.
options.
Yeah, you need to change that and see if they can get a little bit closer to this royal blue.
Match it to the royal.
You'll just see highlights of this out in the floor, but we don't want. That's too far off.
It's quite a bit darker, but it's going to lighten up a little
Cool.
bit in the
Warm.
frost.
Yeah.
And also, this is so the way I'm understanding this now is like this. The logo we put on there is basically a sticker.
Yep.
And so it goes right on there. You have two choices. We can do a blue background like that,
Yep.
or as close to that as we can get them to do, or we can just do a clear one and have the floor come through, and it basically be.
just do the black and
And
then lay the
yeah.
black
Black lettering and lay it
So
down
it'd be
and
a-
let the
so it'd be a
colors off the
clear
floor come through.
sticker
So it'd
that
be.
Ben would need to know because I don't know anything about that. But he
What's
would-
that?
I think Ben would be ordering the vinyl sticker, right?
I'll order
You'll
it.
order
okay,
it.
yeah.
Talk to your wrap company
Yeah.
that does the wraps. They ought to be able to create one of
good
those stickers
idea.
for you, a piece of cake.
This guy.
Why don't you give him
I'm
one
gonna
of
leave you
those and
that.
see if he can get closer to that blue
Yep.
for
Just
that.
hang on to that and let them
If
know
you
this is the
want
color.
the blue background there, if you don't, you can just ask him to do clear, and it'll be like you took the blue out and just stuck the black down,
Okay.
Yep.
which I think would probably look the best.
We're gonna go there right now, and we're gonna because they're right down the road.
All right.
So
Awesome.
I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and order.
I went ahead and
3 foot.
put your percentages
He's
on
got
there too.
some rough numbers too.
Yeah.
I don't know what it ends up looking like.
All right. 576 square feet is the office part of the complex. All right. So take those. You'd be close to $12,000.
Wow, it's armor lag. Man,
we're
that's
good.
expensive.
But we're good.
That's how much it costs.
But
to
we
do
are
concrete?
so good, and it will be so freaking cool.
Oh, it's so much. I'm gonna talk to my wife.
Just butter her up, honey. I won't buy the.
Well, I
won't
do
buy the
wonder
G.I.
about
Joe
the
with
bays.
Kung Fu
Then,
grip.
like at that point, at that dollar amount, is it smart to
The
just
bays are
try
cheap.
and
The
yeah.
bays
Yeah,
are
they
cheap.
are. Yeah, they are. They are.
If you have enjoyed watching these videos or have checked out the progress of us renting out a spot, transforming it into a workspace, I would invite you to go ahead and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once we start making money on the YouTube channel, we're going to give 10% away to Wash Widows Houses in Nashville. So do us a favor, help us do good by liking and subscribing. Along the journey, we're going to show you how to go from startup inside of your own garage to opening up multiple locations, growing a multi-million-dollar company, and having pressure washing locations all across the country. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it.